Okay, Knockouts Ring General Update. In light of Gail Kim's departure from the organization and Taylor Wilde's huge title push a few months ago garnering a lukewarm response from the audience, TNA is searching for a top woman babyface character to lead the Knockouts division. They have a clear-cut lead heel in Awesome Kong, but no clear-cut lead babyface. Kim's departure from the company and Wilde's lack of crowd response played into Christy Hemme finally getting a chance after largely sitting on the sidelines since the birth of the Knockouts division late last year. Additionally, TNA has started looking outside as some girls currently not affiliated with the company are being considered. Okay, this is very, very encouraging for a couple of reasons. Number one, it looks like TNA is finally starting to understand what they really lost when Gail Kim got away. And if they're looking outside the current roster for somebody to fill the role that Gail had, then if they sign someone, it's not going to be just anybody, because it can't be. If this person is meant to be the lead female babyface in the company and a real replacement for Gail Kim that the fans won't reject, then they know they have to sign somebody damn good. Okay? Number two, if there's any truth to this, then it probably means the TNA management does not have a whole lot of confidence in this Christy Hemme experiment working out, and rightfully so. So, hopefully this is just something that they're doing to buy some time until they can get somebody like Sarah Del Rey or Daisy Hayes on the roster. And come on, with ROH having all these financial problems, they might not even be in business before too long. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, Sarah or Daisy might jump at the chance to get a decent paycheck. Plus, there's all these reports coming in now about TNA looking at new women all the time. It seems like they're taking a good look at the Shimmer roster right now. I mean, Mercedes Martinez, Portia Perez, Ashley Lane have all had matches recently, like in the last few weeks. And supposedly they've been talking about Sarah Stock as well. I mean, still no word on Sarah Del Rey, though, which I'm not happy about. But anyway, more updates on this as I get them. And with that, let's get to Impact already. Alright, I am re-recording this part because my webcam decided to crap out on me. Anyway, much better show this week. First and foremost, the X Division title tournament matches were much longer this time. I mean, they were still too short, but they got about twice as much time as they got last week, and that's a step in the right direction. Plus, they had Sabin and Shelley both cut promos about the tournament and their aspirations to be the final two guys. This was all much improved. It made the tournament feel more like a big deal rather than what they did last week, which was make the whole thing look like a total afterthought. And the matches were longer, they were better, they had clean finishes for a change. Sabin and Sanjay Dutt was terrific. A little slow in the beginning, but those guys pulled out some really great moves toward the end. And it's really strange, though. And just like Sting, the Guns seem to be seesawing back and forth between face and heel type behavior. I mean, they were full-on heels last week, and then they were talking crap on Mick Foley in their promo, but then they came out for Sabin's match against another heel, and they were total baby faces. I mean, Val even interfered on behalf of Sanjay, but Shelley didn't do anything, and Sabin won the match clean. So, very strange booking here. I like it, but I officially have no idea where it's going. And I like that too. Anyway, speaking of booking that's making me think, they had a Knockouts tag match. Christy Hemme and Raka Khan were both in it, which means it really, really sucked. It was terrible. Nothing good about it at all. As bad as Christy Hemme is, Raka Khan is even worse. But here's the interesting thing. They gave it less than 2 minutes. Plus, if you remember, they had another Christy Hemme match last week, and they only gave that about 3 minutes, maybe a little less. And if there's any match on Impact that you can count on getting a little more time than the others, more often than not, it's the Knockouts match, because the writers know that the Knockouts draw better than anything else on the show. So why the short matches? This is just a theory, mind you, but I wonder if they're purposely keeping Christy Hemme's matches short because they know that the longer the matches go on for, the more they risk exposing Christy as a worker that is, you know, not good. Putting her in a longer match with Awesome Kong is one thing. Kong is a great wrestler who can carry Christy reasonably well. But other than that, if they're going out of their way to protect Christy this much, then maybe, just maybe, they're starting to realize that Christy Hemme is not going to fill Gail Kim's shoes. Not by a long shot. And, look, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Sarah Del Rey would solve all the problems with the Knockouts division right now, but Christ, she would solve about 70% of them. And she'd be one hell of a step up from what they're doing right now. But anyway, enough about all that. I like the booking of the main event a lot because for once, they had the frontline guys get over on these main event Mafia dirtbags. And I don't mean just getting the win. I mean they dominated a lot of that match. They were booked to look strong for a change, and that has not been the case for a while. And I really like what they're doing with Samoa Joe here, how he's getting more and more frustrated as the weeks go by, and they're starting to tease that the old violent, sadistic Joe might be coming back soon if these beatdowns keep continuing. All good stuff. But TNA, you absolutely have to get into the habit of announcing things like this ahead of time. If you've got a match as big as Sting and Nash versus Joe and AJ in the 6 Sides of Steel, you have to do more than just put a graphic on the website. You have to announce it on Impact the week before at the very least. Now, TNA did a little bit better with this than they usually do. They had the frontline guys come out early on and announce the match. They had Sting and Nash cut promos about it. Most importantly, it was the main event of the show, so it didn't feel like an afterthought. And a lot of the time when TNA does this, these matches end up feeling totally meaningless just because of the way they're presented. Now, TNA was better about that this time. They just need to take it a step further. As for things I did not like, ODB's angle is still stupid. It's dumb. It serves no purpose. I don't like it at all. Get rid of it immediately. Plus, you had another sit-down interview later in the show. Look, TNA, you cannot have 2 sit-down interviews in one show. You just can't. Because they lose ratings 99 times out of 100, and you need to start learning from your mistakes with stuff like this. If something has a proven track record of losing ratings on Impact, then don't do it anymore. If people weren't turning in to see those Sting interviews after Slammiversary, then they're damn sure not going to give a rat's ass about the one with the spaz referee either. And putting this in the same segment with 2 commercial breaks? Gee, I wonder what the quarter-hour ratings are going to look like when they come out. Lowest rated segment of the show? I wouldn't be at all surprised. The Sarah Palin thing... Look, I said what I had to say about that last week. I'm not going to get into it again. I'd just be repeating myself. These skits are absolutely killing the beautiful people. Enough said. But anyway, a couple of problems, but a much improved Impact this week. This was a solid show. The matches still need more time, but TNA has the right idea, keeping Christy Hemme and Rocket Khan's matches as short as possible. The next step would be cutting them from the roster entirely, but one thing at a time. And that's all for now. I gotta go. And hey, if I don't make another video before then, you guys have a Merry Christmas. See you later.